Hey, Shalom, Shalom, I want to start with souls by giving all praise to Yahweh, Hashem, Shai, Hashem, Rakak, Dash, double honors to the apostles of GMS, and honors to brothers doing the work in truth, war, sincerity. This is a quick one. This is U.S. labels Iran's Revolutionary Guard, IRGC, as is their acronym, as a foreign terrorist organization. Now, this is from NPR, National Public Radio. I believe that stands for. Like I said, this was a breaking news today. Right now, so the Trump admin has designated Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps as a foreign terrorist agent organization, taking an unprecedented step. Right, so this has never, been seen before. And it's basically the whole thing about labeling a whole country's military as as a terrorist organization, right? Says Iranian lawmakers have prepared legislation that would label part of the U.S. military as a terrorist group, and the thing is, this man's a hypocrite, because if there's any terrorist right on earth, it's Esau, the so-called white man. He's going around taking peace from the earth, as the scripture hath said, right? This is Revelation 6:4. Says, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, right? And that they should kill one another, and it was given unto him a great sword. Right, and that great sword has been, like I said, used to take peace from the earth, or rather, as the scriptures said, right? So I'll carry on. It says, President Trump, I'll read that. This is an unprecedented step led by the Department of State, recognizes this is that witchcraft here, right? The reality, recognizes the reality. Well, the reality is that you're the real terrorist on earth, right? It says, but that the IRGC actively participates, blah, 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 right? But this is the reason why I even looked up this, found this article, because it's, what do you call it? I was hearing, they're labeled a terrorist organization. I was like, okay, well, what does that actually mean, right? It says, with the US's designation, anyone who deals with the IRGC could run the risk of facing criminal charges, such as aiding or supporting a terrorist group, right? So you could envision a situation where if, say, a military arms manufacturer sold weapons and the IRGC got hold of them, that person, that company could be done for aiding or supporting a terrorist group, right? And it goes on to say that, it says, if you are doing business with the IRGC, you'll be bankrolling terrorism, right? So that's basically what that actually means. Because like I said, I was reading all these articles, I was just trying to find out, okay, but what does it mean? Right, and there you have it. Now, these Khomeinis, they're mentioned. These Iranians are mentioned in the scriptures. Right, it says, 2 Ezra 15:30 says, also the Khomenians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. Right now, I looked a bit into Carmania, right? It says Carmania, Middle Persian Kerman. It says is a historical region that approximately corresponds to the modern province of Kerman, and was a province of the Achaemenid, Seleucid, Arsaciid, and Sasanian empires. The region bordered Persia in the west, Gredru in the southeast, Parthia in the north, and Aria to the northeast. Khomenia was considered part of Ariana, right? Now we look into Kerman, right? It says Kerman province. It says it's the largest province of the 31 provinces of Iran. So that there is proving, what we're talking about. And if you notice that it spoke about the Achaemenid Empire, right? So this is Achaemenid Empire, the empire also called the First Persian Empire. And the Persians, we know, are speaking about the Iranians, right? So I'll continue, right? Because then I'll get this one out, right? Because who was thanking Trump for this action. Benjamin, not a real Jew, as brothers call him, right? The leader of Israel, rather the state of Israel. Right, and I'm going to read into it. Jeremiah 49:20 says, "Therefore hear the counsel of the Yahweh that he hath taken against Edom, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Right, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their inhabitants, their habitations desolate with them." Right now, the least of the flock, that's talking about Amalek, right? Amalek being the chief house of the children of Edom, just how Judah is the head of the children of Israel, Amalek is the head of the children of Edom, right? So basically, and that's referring to these Gadaras, those that have stolen our identities, right? These so-called Jews over there in the land of Israel today, right? So they're the least of the flock, and they're gonna do something dumb, and we assume. But we know that they're gonna do something, right? They're gonna do something dumb, right? And America's gonna be drawn out into a military conflict, right? And then that's how things are gonna get heated up, right? Which is why when we hear stories, and this is why you gotta know the scriptures, right? That's why everything has to be filtered out through prophecies. Right, because if you don't know, you might look at certain skirmishes throughout the world. Let's say there's a skirmish between China and America in the South China Sea, right? We know that ain't the one that's going to cause and really push, this Third World War and make it really hot. Because the Third World War, right, has already begun. It began with with the sanctions that they've been putting on each other, right? Economic wars lead to real wars, right? So we know these Amalekites, right, these Gadaras are going to do something, right, that's going to force America's hand into this war, right? It says Joel 3:2. It says, "I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat," right, which in the Hebrews, Yahweh Shaphat, the valley of the Most High's judgment, right, and will plead. And once again, that word there is Shaphat, right, which is judge, right? It says, "And I will judge them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land." Right, it says, and then it goes on to speak on what they have done to the children of Israel, right? Jump to verse 9. It says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears." Right now, that's going into, so plowshares and pruning hooks, those are farming instruments. What that's going into is basically redirect funds from agriculture to start into a military weaponry, right? It says, "Let the weak say I am strong." And I was watching that series, The Grand Tour, right? And it was basically speaking on the fact they were in China, and they were saying, I think, I'll do a video on how China's become great, if the spirit wills. But basically, how China went from literally nobody 30 years ago, 40 years ago, right, into this superpower that you see now, right? So there are people there. In fact, there are young adults, right? 40 years old, right, that were born when China had no money, right, and then are now living in China now and seeing what China has become, right? It says, "Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great," right? And the wickedness of these people is great, man. Of all these heathen of Israel, right? Because you're gonna have the children of Israel fighting in that war, and they're gonna die. Right, it says, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of Yahweh is near in the valley of decision. Right, so this is all going to be in that region of the Middle East, man. Right, which is why we know once again, I gave the example is if there was a skirmish in the in the South China Sea between America and China, we know that ain't it, because we know that it has to happen in the Middle East. We know that Iran's going to be in the mix. We know that Israel's going to be in the mix, right? So I believe that's all I had. Yeah, that's all I had. And Lord, as always, Lord, that was edifying. Till the next time, I'm going to say Shalom.